Hi everyone, good afternoon and welcome to another edition of Inclusive in Diversity. And we're here again. We're going to be talking, today's topic is about innovation in urban mobility and housing. And on that topic, I'm still Chitchatwithomy and I have a special guest of honor in the building. His name is Robert Prins. Welcome, Robert.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
How are you?
I'm very good.
Please, can you introduce yourself to our audience?
Yeah, I'm Robert Prins. I have two projects. One is e-bike parking and e-bike charging in cities, which lowers the temperature, and also housing 3D printed. We built a house in 2 days and without carbon dioxide and fine dust.
You said building a house in 2 days. That's impressive, right?
Yeah, thought so too.
So, your work seamless integrates sustainable with cutting-edge technology. What are the challenges that you face in bringing these two together?
The problem lies in this case in how to get it into the cities. So you have to deal with the city of Amsterdam or whatever city you need to be talking to, and there's a lot of different departments you have to go through, and there's a lot of work to get it done.
And when you mean work, can you elaborate? Like, is it political? Like.
It's political, of course, yeah, and it's there are a lot of people in Amsterdam. You got 200 people working on bike to make a new program. So these people have all their own ideas, and then if you get something new in it, then it's difficult to get it on a table with the right people at the right time who decide.
And how do you envision the innovation reshaping the future of urban living and mobility?
Well, with the e-bikes, if you use you get wayfinding, and if you, for example, go away in the Pipe in Amsterdam, and you can book your bike box in the front of the central station, and you get a wayfinding to go there. The other thing is that it lowers the temperatures in the city. If you put in Amsterdam, you get 1.2 million bikes. So if you put 25% in these e-bike boxes, that will be 600,000 square meters of concrete.
Finders?
Huh?
Concrete, like
concrete from the floor. So now you change the asphalt and the concrete you change for, because the e-bike boxes are covered with sedum.
Okay.
So then the temperature, because the heat is not reflecting anymore, the temperature will go down like 3 degrees.
We're still going to come to we're still in innovative part.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, so now that you're talking about e-bikes, can you elaborate more on, because you are in this industry, like so your industry is about building and biking, right?
Yeah, but it's also about a lot of other things. We can deliver these e-bike things actually almost for nothing to the cities, because we collect data, we lower the temperature, so there's a lot of funding for that now.
Yeah.
So we can now, because of ChatGPT, we could calculate how much the difference would be in temperature in, for example, Amsterdam.
Yeah.
So we get 1.2 million bikes. A quarter is then 300,000. Every bike is about 2 square meters, where you get 600,000 square meters asphalt into green. And also sedum also gets fine dust out of the air. There's 200 grams per square meter per year, so 600,000 square meters of that stuff is 1.2 million kilos of fine dust.
Yeah.
And then also in the substrate, so where the sedum is planted into, there's olivine, and it takes its weight in carbon dioxide a year. So if it's a stone, and that will take the carbon dioxide in its weight.
So we're gonna show to understand what he's talking about. We're gonna show you like an image, so then you see it, and then you can explain, like, when you talk about this, what do you mean? Like So I think it's much like, when I'm listening to you, I'm thinking like, what are you saying? But we're gonna make the visual now. So, you can see the visual now. What he's talking about.
Yeah. So now you see there, you can charge the e-bikes QI. So that means you don't have to put cables in. Same with telephones, it does automatically in the bottom you see also ventilation, which attracts air, and there's fine dust filtered behind that.
Yeah.
And on a rooftop you get the sedum with the olivine in the substrate where the sedum is growing in.
And then and to lower the temperature, the thing on the top is what you mean by that reduce the temperature?
Yeah, no, well, because the asphalt and the concrete don't reflect the heat anymore. It's absorbed by the vegetation, but on the rooftop, so the heat doesn't reflect anymore. And if you get every fourth bike in city into one of these boxes, you lower the temperature with at least 3 degrees, and then the Paris Climate Agreement. So they got a couple of billions for funding to do this kind of thing. So this will lower the temperature. So that will be a fun part to talk about with the city, I guess.
So I go back to that. What do you mean? Like, so, like in this stage, which stage are you now? Because this is still innovation phase. Which phase are you now with your company and with this with your products? Yeah, with your
e-bikes, we engineered the whole thing out.
Yeah.
And we know we have also with Wageningen, we did some studies about this. So we now have to implement it into the city. So that's the next phase of this one. Yeah. And actually the last phase, and when it is the question: do it myself, or we look for a partner like I don't know, e-bike factories, insurance companies, because the e-bikes won't be stolen anymore. They're locked up in a box.
Yeah. And so reduced theft.
Yeah, the reduced theft, and they can collect data from the wayfinding. So, and then the people that use the app can choose if they want to sell the data or want to keep the data.
What is, sorry, because you just mentioned the word, what is wayfinding? You just
wayfinding. So if you, for example, drive away from the pipe, you go to the central station, you get the way exactly how to bike to the box and where it is.
So like
and
GPS?
You can reserve it for a couple of minutes. For the time during you have to do your journey to the box,
the parking,
and then you can park it in. So you don't have to look for boxes when you enter there. You know that you can park there.
So it helps people with planning. It saves time and planning
and also with the mess on the street. Now you see everywhere bikes lying around, and the theft is enormous. You can also do it we do it for e-scooters, for steps, so for the
steps, like electric steps.
Yeah, we could. Then they also don't
lie everywhere,
lie around in the city everywhere, etc.
Yeah. And so when you talk about with your the e-bike, the parking, this is only for electric bike, or it's also for normal bike. So what kind of product can use? What kind of bike or this electric mobility can use your? Is it electric or non-electric?
Everything. It doesn't matter. From fat bikes to e-scooters to normal bikes, everything can park in there, no problem.
And so, in terms of, you said lock. So does this comes with a lock, or can you
it's electronic with an app. You open it with an app and you close it with an app.
Ah, okay, that's the safety part.
And it's for free.
So free. So how does that work? Is it subsidized? So for all the target, who are the targets, people? Like, how does it work with the financing, and who are the targets?
Well,
because you said it's
everybody that buys, for example, an e-bike, you spend a couple of hundred of euros at least.
Yeah.
So and then you need always to take your battery with you. Otherwise you get robbed, etc. Or you have to charge it somewhere. Now you don't have to do that anymore. You can just park it, leave it there. It charges automatically, and that's that's what people want also for safety. The safety for their bikes. Yeah.
And with your product, because this is awesome innovation. In terms of what cities are you planning to start with? Is this something that can be adapted by every city? And my second question would be, like, for the city of Amsterdam, for example, there is a lot of how can you help the city in terms of making e-bike parking safe and biking safe in Amsterdam? What do you need to require to be able to implement this project in Amsterdam?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. The thing is, how does the city look at this kind of things, and what do you want to do? They try to do underground parking, but underground parking normally doesn't work too well. Because
why?
I don't know. If you look at the statistics, only 30% of every underground parking space is used.
Yeah.
Why? Because people don't want to go in when it's dark and want to go under.
Safety
and
well
that's just data that you can look up in the internet, and that's how people do that. And also, if you want the city to look nice and be cleaner, then you park everything in one of these things.
Yeah.
And if they're not parked in one of these boxes, you can take the bikes away. For example, then for the government it's a lot easier to implement than driving around with a truck and then throw every bike what they think about.
And also, you see, there's a lot also in the. I was watching a documentary. How many bikes they find in the canal?
Yeah, in the canal, or you put it in Amsterdam West or whatever. Yeah, it's a lot, thousands and thousands each year.
Every year, wow.
Yeah, and then they sell it to I don't know where, some workplaces, but it costs a shitload of money. Shitload.
So the benefit of having these innovation ways of mobility, especially in urban area, is like for you, what would you be like the biggest advantages to this? And do you think there are disadvantages as well? What do you think are the advantages and disadvantages?
Yeah, I know you. The thing is, I do this a couple of years now. In the beginning, it is only about the innovation and how to implement a new system of parking in the city. But now, since we have the 2030 and the heating up of the cities, and since ChatGPT, we could look up how this will affect the temperature in the city, and it lowers them by at least 3 degrees. The Paris Climate Accord shouldn't go up 1.5%, so we make 4.5 degrees difference. Well, and that so for the city shouldn't need to use their own funds. They can use the funds from the European community. Everybody's happy with that, I guess, in Holland. So if the city doesn't have to pay and they get a good parking system, I think, bingo.
Everybody win-win in the situation. Yeah. And what will be like for you? What will be like do you have any disadvantage, or what will be the challenges to this? There are challenges is the better word to do. What are the challenges?
Yeah, well, what are the challenges? For everything you park in the street, you have to do something in the public area, so the city has to agree with it, and then you have to implement it, and that will be the urban planning thing, and how it can be done and how fast it has to be implemented. But that's the point. Also with the 3 degrees, you can find somebody who can lower the temperature in the city. Well, do that, but it's not going to happen.
And for example, if the city wants to adopt this innovative way of cleaner environment and sustainable, how long will this? For example, if you look at the city of Amsterdam, I don't know how you will implement. I guess it will be like street by street or section, like by how long will it take in your, like for example, if you want to do like the area of the Amsterdam South, how long do you do the time wise? How fast is the project gonna take, or how long will it take?
It depends how many parking spaces Amsterdam would allow or can implement in the city, and according to that you have to figure it out. You can pre-produce or put it on the spot. You can assemble it. That doesn't take a long time, and it's also about what the city wants. The more easier the city makes it, the quicker we can do it. It's not the speed depends on the city completely, not on us.
Wow, that's amazing. For this project, who are the major players that you have in partner and you need for this kind of project?
As a partner, we need actually only the cities. The city is the only one who can decide what we're going to do, and the city is now doing underground parking a lot. Yeah. You see it with cars that doesn't function too good because you can laugh about it, but there's a lot of these garages that the cars get stuck, can't go up, etc., etc. The same with the bicycling. Only the one at the central station that works quite okay, because there's only way to park there. So this is in all the areas, it makes us all the city safer because there's no bikes floating around. And it won't be stolen, and it can be insured now again. But now you can't insure your e-bikes because you can't park them anymore. You can't insure them anymore, so people don't leave them on the street. You have to go with them.
They have to go inside. That's why you say everybody park it inside.
And then you have to charge them inside. Then you get
accident as well,
accident,
because there's a lot of
and
battery
fires from the batteries, etc.
Yeah. Oh wow. So talking still about urban building and sustainable way and innovation, you also do housing, because we have, for example, I'll take our city, Amsterdam. We have like shortage of house crisis. Everybody that knows it's a mess, and when you want to build a house, it takes like years and hours for government to make this implementing, and like you said, the politics are there too. You make in also sustainable way of building. Sorry, can you tell about that?
Yeah, so I was looking at in Corona time. I was looking at a lot of YouTube videos, and especially about because we couldn't build houses. So I was looking up, and then I thought, why nobody's printing houses, 3D printing houses here in Europe? And then it's because of the DIN norm. And so the DIN norm means what kind of what material can you use, etc. And you can't use 3D printed material, because you have to then first sample it, you have to check it, and you can build one house. That's too complicated. So I do 3D printing from a steel structure, and in the steel structure you hang in your 3D printer in. So you don't need to put a whole system up, etc.
Like the foundations,
to do the printers, and that takes a couple of days to do that, and then you need to adjust everything. Then you got the wind and the sun who's affecting your printing. So now you can secure, and you can build a house in 2 days. So the steel structure is standing there. We do that with Fik Opdam. That's a company here. It's the greenest steel builder from Holland. Yeah. And with Siemens worldwide, and then with Frieselmat in Belgium. Chitchatwithomy International from the UK. So all people that do like 30 years in
3D.
Well, everybody does a part of the 3D of their ways. Chitchatwithomy is spraying concrete with 80% air and 20% concrete. Yeah. That is these dome houses you saw on the video. Yeah. And the other ones are built with geopolymers. Yeah. There's cement is then out of the equation. They use minerals that
sustainable.
Sustainable. Yeah. From the water cleaning, and then the minerals left there you can use again.
So like algae, this like is like what you mean when you say like the material is like
no, it's not like algae. The minerals now binding the cement together instead of the cement.
So what you use to audit the concrete, you don't use concrete, you use other natural
waste
material from nature.
Yeah.
To bind it. So can you let's go back, like when you talk about this material, because you said you're removing concrete, which is a big issue also with the building nowadays, because they said it's pollution. Yeah. Can you please move us for people that doesn't know, because like you're saying it, a lot of people don't even know what you're saying.
Oh, yeah.
Can you please explain like the materials you mean?
Yeah, now you use concrete, and in concrete you make the mixture, you need cement to bind the material to make it hard. Yeah. So and that to produce cement you need a lot of carbon dioxide. Findose is produced. And we changed the cement for the other minerals, so that's binding. And you can use also sand with say hemp.
What's that, clay or what you mean?
Yeah, clay. Like clay mixed with hemp, and then you can print that for that also. Like a company in Italy, Wasp does that. So we can choose about a lot of sustainable materials to print with instead of the ordinary cement. You can also print with lighter materials. So and then we do 2 types of houses. One is the dome houses, which are partly printed, and the interior is printed, and the other one is the more square building, 2 stories high. It's 120 square meters with balconies around. Yeah. And there's also
360 when you say
360 balconies, and with a rooftop, 60 square meter rooftop where you can sit on. And we built this house for half the price and in 2 days.
Wow. So what potential do you think this 3D print is structure hold for the future of housing in the, let me not say even in the Netherlands, in the world?
No, we can scale this up really quickly. That's why we have also people like Siemens as a company who's got 190,000 employees, and they finance a big part of the infrastructure, like the electronics, etc.
Yeah.
that you need to do and they need to use, and they help us to put it in the market as well. Well, and then we build the planning is now to build the first village, 3D printed village in Europe. That will be in what's the place called? Oud-Karspel.
Yeah.
And that will be 48 houses 3D printed. We're talking with the Rabobank to do this everything, to build it there and start up producing the printers, and then start to work. And from there we can scale it up as quickly we like. How quick you can how quickly you can put the steel structures down there.
Yeah.
You hang the printers in, printed the first floor, second floor, prints route, next house, etc. That's 2 days for a house. So, and if you do the 2 or 3 printers, you can even do it quicker.
So the most important, like when it comes to this type of building, the most where the time takes most is when you to install the steel. After installing the steel, everything goes faster.
Yeah, and you can do it with a couple of 3 or 4 people.
Yeah.
And
so it saves cost also, because you don't need too much people in building.
We build a house for half the price about.
And so when you talk about the building, because normally people build the exterior and then you have to, does it come with also like the interior? Like, so for example, if your house now, if you are building for them, what will you deliver to the client?
Well, now you can within the possibilities of the printer, you can use a program that you can design partly your own house where you want the bathroom and so exactly. You can print where you want to print. You can, for example, you can print the foundation for your kitchen to put or for your bathtub, etc. So you can do a lot of things with that, and you can design your own house within the boundaries of the 3D printed possibilities. But there's a lot of room there, and it's really flexible.
So it gives okay, wow, this is nice. So it gives a lot, like the owners of the house, the room to be involved in the making of their own dream home.
Yeah.
More involved in it, saves more time from error. Yeah. And also, like what we are like in terms of these projects, what you're doing now, where are you with the company, and what are the obstacles, and what is next? Next for you? Yeah.
So we do now for the dome houses, we do a proof of concept on Ruigoord. Yeah. And then we get from people flying in from Croatia and Germany to look at what we've done there, and then we get the contract to do the 500 hectare
land.
500 hectare in Croatia we have to build, and in Prenzlau in above Berlin we should build a city then, and then Oud-Karspel here in Holland, and Ruigoord. That's the first one we will start producing now.
And I see when you speak about this project, you say, like, what is your motivation, actually?
Motivation? I looked at the problem, and then I saw everybody. I saw the problems in the construction business, and I thought maybe we can speed things up and make things easier. How you can do that? So then I started looking up all these things. And then from there on, I get motivated because I saw how cheap you can produce, what it does cost now, and how many problems the prices and everything are at the moment. So this can help the whole economy to get a lot better, because we can produce houses a lot cheaper and faster.
So what is your, like, in terms, because I see your model as disruptive, your model, it sounds like a disruptive in the industry, which is amazing. What do you think, or what are your challenges when it comes to these sectors now? Especially if you're coming in with totally something different, and in terms of competition and in the whole industry sector.
Holland is difficult because there's a lot of rules. And it's expensive. For example, we can build in Germany for a lot the rules are a lot easier to get things done. The land is a lot easier to apply, and to get the permits done is a lot easier in other countries in Holland. That's quite restricted. That's why I also look at how you can go a little bit around the rules and get it quick and done.
Yeah.
And now we are kind of lucky that we have all these problems with the environment, and this is the most environmental friendly.
Sustainable. Yeah.
To do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And before we round up, what is the toekomst? Sorry, I had to speak Dutch, so I know like it's English.
Future?
But the future, sorry, the future of this sustainability in this sector where you are, like mobility and urban, and for all the younger people or other people, what would your advice be? Like,
What I should advise them to? No, I can't advise them. You have to look at what's the direction, how we can solve the problems we have. So, and it's just looking at it and then sit on your ass and think about it, how you can do it.
And the government, what would your advice be to the government?
Oh, the government, look more into what's possible and in what the other people, instead of from your own workforce, but look also what other people have to offer for the community, instead of the walked paths that we do already and everybody knows. Look a little bit to the left and right what's possible and how this can help the people from Holland or wherever.
And any last word before we go? Because it's been wonderful, but the time is not our friend. But yeah, it's wonderful today. But please, if you have any last words to say before we finish our show today.
Buy as soon as possible a house.
And on that note,
and park your bike in a nice e-bike box. But
please do that.
Look it up on the internet, and then make your thoughts up on what to do with it.
And on that note, I say it's been wonderful. It's another session. It's been wonderful right there in the studio. It's about innovation, creativity, and thank you so much, all the viewers, for joining us today on this wonderful episode again. I'm still your one and only Chitchatwithomy. We are right here on Salto TV, and we'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye.